I'm a tank now. It is my destiny. So I bought some new fish. Loads of fish. I really went to town. In the fish shop, I was literally like, oh yeah, I'll have a bit of them, a bit of those, a bit of that. Here they are in their plastic bags before I put them into the water. I don't remember the names of all the fish I got. I'm terrible with fish names at the moment, but I got a combination of different types that attracted me, with a goal of having a colourful looking tank with fish that can safely coexist with turtles. I bought a few jet black ones, a few sharp red ones, a larger golden one, loads of different types. They're all absolutely beautiful in their own way. There's this long thin black one with a red tail that is simply sleek and stunning. And I bought some plecos to make up for the ones that died the first day I bought the fish. The best one, the showpiece, who is hopefully going to be the tank's best attraction when he grows to full size, is this red one here, who adds such a nice dynamic to the tank's colour and ecosystem of different fish. They grow pretty big, and at full size he'll be just large enough for me to keep in this tank. First I fed the OG crew while the new fish adjusted to the water. Then I chucked the fish in there, sprinkled a little food, and just sat back and enjoyed the show. It's a cool sight, isn't it? Even on this oldie phone camera. Just a canvas of gorgeous contrasting colours and movements. There was so much commotion, even Silver came out of his coconut to see what all the fuss was about. And it may look like a war zone, but I'm happy to report that all the fish and even the turtles seem fine with each other. Everyone seems to be getting along, and within a short time many of the fish started schooling together, and when I returned after a trip I saw that most of the fish had made themselves comfortable and had found resting spots for themselves. The reason why the sound is off is because a lot of unnecessary background noise that you won't want to hear is around, but it's not as if you're going to hear anything from fish anyway. I put some more water in the tank to give the fish more space to explore and more room to breathe. I've got a lot of bottom dwellers and fish that hang around in the middle. Some of the smaller ones that I bought stay at the top. So there's a nice variety of fish at the bottom, the middle and the top. The water is nice and clear now. I rearranged the fake grass and stuff. You've got all these colourful fish. It's really coming together. I'm really happy with it. No one died either on the way from the store to my place either, thankfully. In fact, the story of getting the fish was pretty funny. So on the way back from buying them at the store, bearing in mind me and my turtle dude had in the back of our minds the incident where all the fish died, we saw a guy whose car was almost completely vertical, trapped in a ditch. No one was stopping to help him. So I said to my turtle guy who was driving to stop next to him. We could ask him if he needed help. Maybe we could give him a lift to some place. I imagined myself rolling down the window as we approached, asking the man if he needed help, and then feeling good about myself as he said, "No thank you, I've got the AA coming," and we went on our way. But then as we approached him in the car, for some unfathomable reason my turtle man decides, instead of slowing down beside the guy's car, to essentially drive up behind it, and lo and behold, after a few terrifying thumps and thuds, we get stuck in the same ditch that we were going to help get this guy out of. Who would have thunk it, after following the guy directly who fell into a ditch? He was waving at us, saying, no, don't come closer, but it was too late. It was just badoosh, and we were stuck. First thing on my mind, after thanking God that we weren't dead, was, oh dear, these fish are going to die now, aren't they? I was having deja vu again from the first day I bought the fish. So then I get out of the car to assess the damage, and as soon as I step out the door, I fall into the ditch. It was huge, man. It was bigger than I was, and you couldn't even see it because the grass was so long. But luckily we weren't in it fully. We were just about hanging off the edge. Turtleman tries pulling out of it, and the guy who was stuck helps me try and push the car, but all we got was a lot of noise and no movement, and with the car revving, all the dust and gravel was going into the poor guy's face, and he was all like... This guy must have thought the Chuckle Brothers had come to pick him up. I'm half surprised he didn't start looking around for a hidden camera thinking he's on some kind of prank show. So the car wasn't moving, and by the way, it looked like if it did move forward, it was actually going to tip it further into the ditch and onto where I was standing, I might add. So I tell the turtle man to straighten out the wheel, and thankfully with a few bumps the car pulls out just fine. So with a sigh of relief, I jump back into the passenger seat and shut the door, and then I look at the guy and say, "So, do you need any help?" Just imagine the absurdity of the situation. On a hot summer's day, you are on the end of a life-threatening situation when your car veers off the road and into a ditch. You were there for who knows how long. And then Laurel and Hardy come along to rescue you, get stuck themselves, you end up having to help them out of the ditch, and then they turn around and say, "Do you need any help?" You should have seen the look on this guy's face, the poor guy. I asked him if he had anyone coming, and the guy was like, "No, I haven't, but don't worry, I know people, so thank you." He was basically saying, "Why the heck would I want help from two nincompoops like you? Thanks for the dirt in my face and almost crashing into me. Now piss off and be on your way." So we waved goodbye and did just that, with our faces very red, and it wasn't because of the summer heat. We drove back to get some more fish about an hour later, and he was still there, but this time getting some proper help, so we left him to it. Thanks for watching.